Welcome to the Viking Age podcast, the official podcast of the VikingAge.com. My name is Chris Schad. I write for FanSided and Zone Coverage. He is Adam Patrick, one of the lead editors for FanSided and managing editor of the VikingAge.com. We do this every Tuesday and Friday morning right here on the Viking Age YouTube channel. We are also in podcast form on Apple and Spotify the very next day, but however you consume us, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe so you never miss a new episode and we can spread the word to the masses. On today's show, everybody wants a quarterback of the future until it's time to develop the quarterback. The Vikings go across the border to battle the Green Bay Packers. And you know what? We're going to have some fun on this show because a lot of shit hasn't been fun with the Vikings lately. And that's what happens when you have a 4-6 team. But Adam, we haven't had you on the show. You aren't on Monday, that is. All this JJ McCarthy stuff, it is draining. It is exhausting. I don't even know what other word I could use to describe it, but we got film gurus. We're talking about footwork. Quarterback coaches are fighting Hall of Famers. Like, there is enough drama for a WrestleMania card with the Vikings going into this game in Green Bay.
Yeah, it's been a lot. It's kind of, I don't know. I don't know if I've ever seen this much uh, s- scrutiny, I would say, for a quarterback who's in his first year as a starter after 5 games, just like literally, like you said, analyzing every step he takes, every read he makes. Yeah, he's thrown some incomplete passes. Have they been on target? No, but like every quarterback in the league does that. It's not like it's like something new. We saw Kirk Cousins throw plenty of off target passes, and he's one of the most accurate passers in like NFL history. Sam Darnold had his fair share of inaccurate passes last year. I just think like there's just such a microscope on this kid because he was expected to, he was out for a year, um, and so we all thought, myself included, like, oh, he was around for a year, he could able to just be in the meeting room and stuff. And I don't think a lot of us realized this kid, he was hurt, so he couldn't practice, like he couldn't even run the scout team. Which we've talked to other people in the past, like Dante Culpepper, who said like running the scout team offense was so important to his development in his first year. And JJ didn't get that, and he was kind of just thrown into it this year with the expectations that he would be kind of in the same form as Dante Culpepper in his second year, just come in and be able to be, a top 15 quarterback immediately. And what do you know? That hasn't been the case. And all quarterbacks are different. We're learning that with JJ McCarthy. I think the Vikings took a risk with making him the start, not just making him the starter, but like building a roster around him that was ready to, compete for probably an NFC title. And they probably just, overshot their aim, like JJ McCarthy has been doing. And, you know, it didn't work out. And you know what? I'm okay with that because I think during the whole Kirk Cousins era, I think all of us, we just wanted them to take a shot at like getting a rookie quarterback. That's all we wanted. And this is happening. And it's not, the prettiest right now. And it's 5 games. There's no reason to quit on this kid. Um, you know, we don't have to make comments like waiting for the cement to dry, Mr. O'Connell. Just let the kid try and learn. Probably get him a different quarterback coach. Actually, definitely get him a different quarterback coach, guru or whatever he is. And give this kid, let him play the rest of the season. Let him have another off season. Maybe actually work on his mechanics that you talk about every single press conference, and then see what he can do at the beginning of next season. Get a backup who's more capable of, winning games than Carson Wentz or Sam Howell. So you have an insurance plan. And this way, if JJ McCarthy does not work out, you have someone ready to go behind him. But then if JJ McCarthy does work out, then it's good. And there's still time in this season for it to work out. There's 7 games left. He could still turn things around. He's played his best games on the road The Vikings have 2 games on the road coming up. They are against the Packers and Seahawks, but he already went in Detroit and beat them on the road. So like, I don't see much of a difference between going to Detroit and going to Lambeau and Seattle right now. Those teams are beatable. They're not unbeatable. The Packers lost to the Browns and the Panthers, so let's not act like they're like world beaters. So I think we all just need to relax. It is hard in the moment to watch that kid throw a ball 15 feet over the head of Justin Jefferson on an out route when he's wide open, but at the same time, it's just a miss. It's one miss, and then there's another miss. Whatever he's throwing in, and he also the Vikings also had 6 drops. Like no one, I feel like no one has been talking about that. Like they look at his accuracy, his completion percentage, and don't mention that at all. So he's not, entirely to blame for everything. The special teams could have, not allowed 50-yard kickoff return on the last play, and we probably would have had a totally different discussion this week if they had won. Would have been like, oh, JJ, he's got ice in his veins, just when it counts. He's got some things to improve, but when the game's on the line, he can get it for you. But no, now it's he's the worst quarterback ever. He's a bust. He ranks 450th in EPA per drop back, and 190th in completion rate per sneeze. Like it's just he's last in everything. He's a bust.
Dead last.
So I think we just need to relax, realize he's as much as I wanted to be against this label of him coming in here, he's a rookie. He really is. He he didn't get a chance to practice last year, and that has had a big impact on his development. And I think it's had a big impact on Kevin O'Connell's view of him in terms of his readiness. I think Kevin O'Connell thinks he's way more ready than he is, and it's showing in his play calling. But I don't expect that to dial back because Kevin O'Connell's he's set in his ways. He's going to do what he's going to do. But we'll see on Sunday. It's another game, another chance for him to prove himself. He's played a lot. Like I said, he's played a lot better on the road. I don't know if that's because it's just less pressure. It's louder. He doesn't have to think as much. So we'll see how it goes. I'm not throwing in the towel yet on JJ McCarthy.
I'll throw in the towel on the Minnesota Vikings, however, because
Yeah.
you mentioned it, 6 drops, and nobody has been talking about that. That has been dead silence through all of this, screaming about JJ McCarthy. This is a bad team. This is just all, and I mean, there are some players that, have better track records and they're just having a bad year. Justin Jefferson is one of them. And even then, he's not having a bad year. I look at players like TJ Hawkinson, who has looked like he has been scheduling his vacation in Cancun for the past month. I look at Ivan Pace, who went rogue on that kickoff and allowed the big return that allowed the Bears to win that game. I look at, Byron Murphy Jr. Nobody has talked about him.
No picks,
and he
right?
ranks about what's that?
Does he have a pick yet this year? I don't think he does.
I don't think so. I can't recall
Led
one,
the league
but he's
last year.
he's about 96th in overall grade at PFF right now. He has been god awful.
They just cut a cornerback. So now they have 3.
And they cut a corner today. They're down to 3 corners. Like I don't know what's going on in the front. Like if Quasey's just like, oh, hit buttons. I don't know what's going, like Homer Simpson at the power plant. Like, I don't know what to do. Ryan Grigson saved me. And he's like, I killed Andrew Luck, man. What do you expect me to do?
I would think defensive decisions have to probably go through Brian Flores. I don't think they're acting. I don't think Quasey's over there acting rogue with Brian Flores. He'd probably have to get a nice knock on his door if that happened.
I mean, and it's just super weird. I don't mean to sound like Pete Kirk Cousins era where it was just like, this isn't Kirk's fault. Like, no, the offensive line is bad. You got to fix the line. You got to do it. This is a very flawed team. And we believe that all those problems were fixed. Ryan Kelly is coming back, I guess, wearing a Guardian cap. So best of luck to him. This just isn't a good team. And I think everybody involved was like, we're going to win a Super Bowl this year. And now that they don't, I said this on Monday. This is Kevin O'Connell's biggest test as a head coach because eventually you're going to have guys start checking out. Like, I don't mean to be mean, but like TJ Hawkinson.
The Chargers game, look at that game. Nobody wanted to be there.
That nobody wanted to be there at all. And I mean, it's been like, and when you're trying to develop a young corner and everybody's just kind of zoning out and dropping passes and going rogue on special teams, I mean, it feels like 2021 Mike Zimmer football again, where everybody's just kind of pulling in their own direction. And
everyone's the Schad Breland.
Yeah.
Shoving their junk in your mouth.
Exactly. So
yeah, I mean, I don't think they're a bad team. I think they've struggled to repeat what the success they had last year. Last year they scored a lot in the first quarter. So they were playing with leads a lot. They're not doing that this year. They generated a ton of turnovers last year. They're not doing that this year. They didn't turn the ball over last year. They're doing that this year. They didn't get penalized a lot last year. They're getting penalized a lot this year. So like a lot of these things that like kind of float under the radar that aren't, out in your face are affecting how the Vikings are playing. And they're still in like pretty much every game. Like they could have won the Ravens game, could have won the Bears game, could have won the Eagles game. It was pretty close. So like they're in these games, could have won the Steelers game. So like the Chargers game is really the only one where it's like, yeah, they lost. There's no and the Falcons game. But like,
and even that they were in until what 7 minutes to
the
go.
fourth quarter, yeah. So it's like those things that it just they haven't carried over from one year to another, and I don't know if it's like the penalties like are to do because they had those 8 false starts in one game, and that was the cadence thing, and then a lot of the penalties I feel like are offensive line, but that's because they've had like 55 different combinations on the offensive line this year. I think last week was the third week in a row they've had the same offensive line combination, and that is the longest streak they've had all year long.
And they're already going to break it on Sunday.
It's week 12, yeah. And they were like, let's break it up after they just let 6 pressures and 0. Not that the Bears have like this dominant. They're not the 85 Bears, obviously, but still, they played really well. There's just a lot of little things that just haven't carried over from last year, and also trying to develop a rookie quarterback. If this team was winning, I don't think McCarthy would be an issue. I don't.
No.
Everyone would be like, "Who cares, dude? We're winning. Like whatever. He's missing some throws, but like we're winning games." It's kind of like I feel like there's some similarities between like Jalen Hurts and JJ McCarthy, where like the Eagles have had the benefit of winning. But, like, when they lose, it's like, it's all Jalen Hurts' fault. He sucks. Like, he's a terrible quarterback. How do you even, like, get to the Super Bowl? But when they win, he's, one of the best quarterbacks in the league. So I feel like, I don't know. It's a week to week. Everyone's got to have their hot take. It's week 12. Everyone's got to, it's 5 games into J.J. McCarthy's starting quarterback career, and everyone's got to declare him a bust. Rossini and Cowherd.
By the way, I don't know if people,
right now.
In case people didn't see it, Diana Rossini is going to be a sideline reporter for the Christmas game between the Vikings and the Lions. How fast do you think she accepted that assignment? Like Seth Rollins' Money in the Bank or what?
Pretty sure she's going to be on the Lions sideline.
Yeah. Because somebody might step in and be like, you can go over there.
The same person who called McCarthy's quarterback coach is going to call Rossini and be like, you're not going to come on our side.
She's also on a victory lap tour.
I don't know why. She was wrong. She said the Vikings were interested. She never said anything about McCarthy. She said the Vikings were interested in signing Rodgers. It was 50-50. They were all in. And that was wrong.
The only thing
I don't know what the victory lap is that she's taking.
The only thing is that they mentioned her and Chase Daniel, who has like 20 followers on his Patreon right now. They mentioned that it's like being a rookie, and they were correct.
Yeah.
I will 100% say that they were correct that it was going to be a bigger learning curve than everybody thought, and
Broken
they
clock's
were
right
right.
twice a day. Okay.
Yeah, I will give them a point for that. But I mean, going around and puffing your chest out because JJ McCarthy sucks, like I
Also, go look at Chase Daniels. His his impression of JT O'Sullivan videos. Go look at those from like a couple weeks ago when JJ McCarthy was beating the Bears or beating the Lions, and he's like, "Oh, this kid's for real," and then he has a bad performance. It's like he's a bust. It's like, weren't you
like I
in the
think
league? Like, what are we doing here?
there's so many people who overanalyze and like break this stuff down. It's like you have to weed out the good stuff.
Yeah.
Like people like JT O'Sullivan know what they're talking about. And I've seen people online like, "Oh, look at your stats and there what do you know?" Kevin O'Connell was a shitty quarterback too in the NFL, and I think he
JT O'Sullivan was also a very good coach. Like
correct.
he coached at the high school, which like a
Yeah.
half a mile from where I live, and led them to like a state championship. So he knows what he's doing.
I think with JJ McCarthy, you have to take advice from our tribal chief Roman Reigns. Because at WrestleMania 39, when Roman defeated Cody Rhodes to retain the title and everybody was pissed off, he said at that press conference, he goes, "This is, you're going to have to pay attention for longer than 5 seconds. This is not McDonald's. This is filet mignon. This is the good stuff."
What do you say? It's
And
the
lo and
bottom of the first or
behold,
something?
what's that?
What do you say? It's like the bottom of the first two or something?
Bottom of the third inning.
Yeah.
Basically. So yeah, if you want to use that, we're in the bottom of the first with JJ
Yeah.
McCarthy.
Yeah.
And sure as hell in that scenario, 1 year later, Cody Rhodes wins the title, and it's like one of the greatest moments in WWE
Yeah.
history. Like that's exactly what's
You can
going
even
on.
use his
And
career. You can even use Roman Reigns' career of when like he was brought up, he was supposed to be the guy. He sucked on the mic and no one liked him. No one wanted him to be the center of attention, but like he got reps and then he came back and he was better than ever and had the title for more than 3 years on top of the world. Like it's
people loved it.
yeah.
Like, I mean, if you would have told them at the beginning of his career, yeah, this guy's going to hold the title for 3 years, everyone would have been like, "Oh my God, they're going to be
Mhm.
in the shitter." No, it was like the golden era. Like it was amazing. Like everyone on the internet either wants to fire Kevin O'Connell for being a fraud, they're screaming for Max Brosmer, or they're saying, "Aha, I knew he was a butt. I saw it with my own. I watched enough YouTube videos, and I knew he was a bust." And there was a comment by Judd Zolgad of Score North Sports Dad, and he mentioned, "I don't think ownership or fans have the stomach for this when it comes to McCarthy's development." I want to say something right now. If you do not have the patience with JJ McCarthy and don't want to, at least for the next 7 games, if we're sitting here in 7 games and he's still firing rocket balls to Mars, like we can have this discussion like, okay, get somebody else in here, right?
Mhm.
But if you don't have the patience to like ride this thing out and see what happens, because I see the Max Brosmer people like Brett Coleman of I don't know what his thing is. I
Like
think it's all
bootleg football or
32 or
something.
something.
It's like
Yeah. So
bootleg
Brett,
football, I think.
but Brett Coleman is
Yeah.
YouTube guy, very knowledgeable and whatever. And he said if your plan is to take a young overwhelmed quarterback and switch him out for another young overwhelmed quarterback, that guy's gonna fail. That's exactly what you're doing with Max Brosmer. Because
If yeah.
I mean,
If Max
behind
Brosmer was so good, why didn't the Gophers win a Big Ten championship last
why
year?
didn't he go in the first round?
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
everybody sits there and talks about how fast he processes everything, but I mean, at the same time, other teams looked at him and they didn't take him in the first round. They didn't draft him at all. And I know teams make mistakes, and it's just Alec Lewis wrote this
It's Brock Purdy.
travesty because he wasn't taken. He reminds me of Brock Purdy.
All right.
He
Okay.
he's still got to develop. Like
Yeah.
he's still got to go through all that stuff. And I mean, if he was, on point and whatever, Kevin O'Connell would have put him in already.
Yep.
If you can't handle JJ McCarthy's development and willing to sit this through, for the next 7 games, do yourself a favor, go over to St. Paul and watch the Minnesota Wild,
Oh boy.
because I am a Wild fan. I love the Wild. I want to see them succeed, but I also hold them to a championship standard, which I feel is not done enough over with that team. They make memes, they say funny things, it gets put on t-shirts, they sell them, you go over, they play shout. My friend Kirsten Kroll holds up a puppy and everybody goes crazy, and they'll never win a Stanley Cup because they don't make the moves. They say they want to win a Stanley Cup, but Craig Leopold, their owner, said, I cannot stomach a rebuild. And they have no elite talent outside of, if you want to call Matt Boldy elite, that's fine. He's playing very well right now. They have Kirill
Yeah,
Kaprizov.
Kaprizov.
They are an average team that nobody outside of Minnesota cares about. So, and the Vikings were there. The Vikings, they were in that point a couple years ago at the end of the Kirk Cousins thing where, people were doing the gritty at their wedding, and, Kirk's doing the gritty in the end zone, and he's wearing chains, and he's apologizing to Adam Thielen on his podcast or whatever. And the Vikings were fucking irrelevant. So, if you don't want to take a shot, if you want to, we can just go bet. We can sign Kirk Cousins when he's released next year, 38 years old, put him back there, slap some chains on there, go 9-8 or whatever it is. And, we can be in the hunt and we could chase everything, or we could step up to the plate, choke up a little bit, take a big ass swing and see what happens. Yeah. I would rather take the big ass swing and fall flat on my face than bail on JJ McCarthy after 5 games. So I know maybe that's a stretch to associate them with the Wild, but that is the one thing that bothers me with that team is it never feels like they take the big home run swing and they're just happy to pack Grand Casino Arena with 18,000 people every night and get their ass kicked in the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah, I think the ceiling is still way higher for this franchise if JJ McCarthy succeeds rather than, he fails and you go back and, trade for Kyler Murray or somebody or bring Ryan Tannehill out of retirement. Like, what are you doing? You're not doing anything with that. Like, I understand the ownership doesn't want this team to be bad. They want them to compete every year. But then at the same time, they're from New Jersey. They want them to win Super Bowls like the Giants. You know how the Giants won the Super Bowls? They sucked. And then they drafted Eli Manning. And then he helped them win a Super Bowl. He was terrible his first few years. So if you want to compare someone who was bad, and he got to play.
Didn't he get benched for Kurt Warner at one point? Like old Kurt Warner.
But he threw like his third year. I think he threw like his third year as a starter. He threw like 20 touchdowns and like 24 interceptions.
Mm-hmm.
And then like the year later, he won a Super Bowl. So like, like you got to give these guys time. Like I know in this day and age, we don't have the patience in the TikTok world or whatever. We just need that instant gratification. But I'm thinking too, like the last Vikings regime to kind of just like strip things down and kind of start from the beginning was Mike Zimmer. When he came in, he got rid of all crappy players, guys who didn't fit their culture or locker room. Brought in guys like Linval Joseph, Terrence Newman, even Captain Merlin, and drafted Anthony Barr, drafted Teddy Bridgewater, and built that team up like from the ground up, and got to an NFC Championship game. Won the division second year, got the NFC Championship game fourth year, and I think then they won the division that year as well. So like from starting from scratch, which I still think the Vikings next year just like move on from obviously this isn't a question. No question. Move on from Adam Thielen. Move on from Harrison Smith. Sorry. Move on from TJ Hawkinson. Move on from CJ Ham. Say goodbye to Ivan Pace. Like, I wouldn't even mind if they got rid of like Jonathan Grenard just to get something for him and let Dallas Turner just like get the reps over there and take over, and get rid of Hargrave and Allen. Like, get young. this team has been one of the oldest teams for so many years because they keep trying to think like, oh, if we just get like one more here, one more there, fill this. It's like they're in a raft that's like full of holes, and they keep trying to poke every hole in so they don't sink. But the stuff they're using to keep the holes plugged is like scotch tape, so like it's not gonna hold that long, and then you're just back to where you were at the beginning. So I really feel like if this season, keeps not going that great, I think they need to like clean house and just like start over. If Justin Jefferson doesn't want to be with the Vikings, then find him somewhere else to go. Like I'm at that point where like why would you even build a team around a wide receiver? Who has done that? What successful team has built their entire team around a wide receiver? Like the Cardinals, maybe, like with Larry Fitzgerald, and that wasn't that great. They went to one Super Bowl, but that's
And it
because
was a
they Kurt
pop-up
Warner.
year when they went.
Yeah. So like if they need to, I don't believe they will do this, but they should, which is like just start from scratch next year, get younger. They have a bunch of draft picks. Let those guys come in, let them play right away instead of like sitting them and then being like, oh, well, he's not, doing enough. Just let them get those reps, actually develop guys, and then take it from there. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But you have to try at this stuff. You can't just be afraid to do things. They're still going to make money. Still, people are still going to watch them. People are still going to go to the games. This is like people go to Jets games, okay? Like people go to Browns games. So like I don't know what they're afraid of like they play in a beautiful stadium. It's great to go. I haven't been there. Not yet. I will. But like you've been there many times. It's great to watch games there.
Yeah.
So like they have a ton of stuff going for them. Actually like take a step back and so you can move two steps forward. It's just it gets frustrating cuz like yeah, like I'm like, "Oh great. I'm so excited for them to quit on McCarthy after 1 year." You know, re-sign Daniel Jones and then lose in the first round of the playoffs the following year. Like, I don't want. They haven't won back-to-back playoff games since I've been born. I'm 38. Like, that's a long time. I need them to win 2 playoff games. That's all I want. 2. That's it. But yeah, it's getting to that point where like they just need to figure out what they want to do, and I don't know if they even know that right now. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see what they do in the offseason, but I'm not expecting a lot, unfortunately.
Well, the Vikings may not know what they're doing, but you might know what you're doing. And that's why you can make some money at Underdog. Football season is in full swing, and Underdog is the best place to get in on the action. Playing Underdog is easy. Just pick whether your favorite players will go higher or lower on stats like rushing yards, receptions, touchdowns, and more. Get your picks right, and you could win up to 5,000 times your cash. You can play for as little as $1. I've been playing Underdog. Adam has as well. Been doing it for years. And I'll tell you how easy it is. Every Sunday, I wake up, I have some coffee, I log on to Underdog, make some picks right on the app. No Vikings ones are actually Vikings ones are up for Sunday's game, but I haven't really looked at him, but I'll probably do something like, I don't know, Justin Jefferson. Let's say you like Justin Jefferson to torch the Packers secondary. Maybe JJ McCarthy finds him, you go higher on 0.5 rushing yards. And then what I like to do is I do first half and first quarter. So, something like Jordan Love, first half passing touchdowns is 0.05. You go higher on that. You pair that with the Justin Jefferson one. Both those things happen, you get some money. It's as easy as that. You can play sitting on your couch. You can play it from the tailgate if you're going over to Green Bay. You can download the app today. Sign up with the promo code The Age, all one word. You score up to $100 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code The Age, all one word. It's Underdog. Make picks, win money. Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Offer not valid in Maryland, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. If you are concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www www.ncpgambling.org. And in New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY to 467-369. All right.
Before
Well,
before
this
you can before you continue, I just want to share the stats of someone tonight. The game just finished between the Bills and Texans, and this quarterback threw 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, was sacked 8 times, and finished with a 67.4 quarterback rating. And his name is not Davis Mills. His name is Josh Allen. So the Bills lost, and he played like doo doo. And it happens sometimes. So, and he's in what, his 5th year, 6th year, coming off MVP season. It's okay. It's all right. Gonna be
they
okay.
still talk about Jordan Love's footwork as well,
Oh yeah,
which is funny because the Vikings will see Jordan Love on Sunday when they go to Lambeau Field, take on the Green Bay Packers in the Kirk Cousins window, 12 noon on Sunday on Fox. Joe Davis, Greg Olson, and Pam Oliver will be on the call. Packers favored by 6.5. I'm foreshadowing what we're going to be
yeah.
doing later. An over under of 41.5. As
Oh god.
someone who writes over at Dairyland Express, I can say things are not okay in Green Bay right now. Matt LaFleur, as we affectionately call him on the show, Karen LaFleur, is already in freak out mode because a bunch of Packer fans sold their tickets to Vikings fans last year, which that just blows my mind. I mean, the perfect fan base and the perfect city and the perfect football team, like they always support their team. Why would they sell them to the Vikings? I don't really know. He's also taking it day to day with Brandon McManus, and I just want to say, Matt, pick a fucking kicker for the love of God. As someone who
Give
writes about
give
your
Mike Zimmer
team,
a call. Ask him what he wants.
yeah, just as someone who writes about your team, I've written 4 articles about Brandon McManus and Lucas Haversick this
In
week.
3 hours.
Pick a fucking kicker. Like that's all I want you to do right now. I know traffic will go down or whatever. Just pick a kicker. I don't know. I mean, thank goodness Tucker Kraft and Jaden Reed aren't playing in this game because every Packer receiver on the roster outside of Malik Heath and Savion Williams has an average depth of target over 10 yards, and they don't have anybody to run intermediate routes right now, which I think would be the best way to attack the Vikings defense. I don't know what to think about this game. Honestly, I don't care because they're 4-6 and this team sucks. And if JJ McCarthy beats the Packers, well, guess what? Everybody's going to go right on because we're obsessed with beating the Packers. When people say this is our Super Bowl, they're absolutely fucking right because I hate that team. So, Adam, your thoughts?
Yeah. I think people have been, I think going into the season, some of us Vikings fans biased, we were thinking like, who knows? Maybe they could go on a run and like compete for a Super Bowl. Who knows what could happen? The Packers, a lot of people in the national audience, national like coverage, picked the Packers to win the Super Bowl. They had actual Super Bowl expectations. I don't think that's the case anymore. Um, as the kids say, the vibes are pretty bad. Like people think the vibes are bad with the Vikings. I feel like the vibes are pretty bad with the Packers right now. I know they just won. They beat the Giants. Uh, uh, they beat the
Barely.
Jameis Winston led Giants. Yeah, barely. On that awesome MetLife turf that ate up Josh Jacobs. Um,
I guess it's a knee contusion, which makes me think like Peter Griffin just getting to
yeah.
ah
That's what he just walked
ah.
on the MetLife turf and his knee started hurting. Um, but yeah, I don't like. I think the Vikings can beat them this week. Like the Vikings have won the last 2 at Lambeau. Brian Flores knows what to do against Jordan Love. Knows how to beat him. They've got the Vikings defense pretty much healthy. Grenard's probably going to return on Sunday, so you're going to have Grenard, Van Ginkel, Cashman all on the field. So that defense is going to be ready to go. Offensive wise, you're gonna have to get creative. I feel like maybe run the ball a little more. Jordan Mason, he exists. I know he's had like 6 touches or less in 3 last 4 games, but you traded for him and you signed him to a 2-year deal. Maybe use him. But what do I know? Yeah, and maybe Miles Price can return a kickoff return without someone holding, or a punt return without someone holding. No guarantees there. What I'm saying is Will Reichard's going to kick 9 field goals, and the Vikings are going to win 18-16.
18 to that's not even that's Steiner math. 9 field goals, 9 times
I
3 is
said
27.
shit. I was thinking of 2. My bad. Yeah,
Well, hell, like
27-25.
well, I mean, normally you got a 50-50 chance at beating a team like the Packers, but they're not normal and they're America's team. So they got like a 70 or Vikings have like a 25% chance at best. And then you take I don't even know where I'm going with that there.
Well,
Big
and
Papa
also this,
Pump.
let me just read you the difference in JJ McCarthy's numbers on the road compared to home. He's only had 2 games on the road, but it's been at Chicago and at Detroit. So it's not like he's played like in Tennessee or whatever. So like home, he sucks. 0-3, 49.5 completion rate, 2 total TDs, 6 interceptions, 48.4 passer rating. Away, 60% completion rate, so like 10% better. 6 total TDs, 4 pass, 2 run, only 2 interceptions, and an 89.7 quarterback rating. So if that keeps going, I feel pretty good about the Vikings getting a win on Sunday.
I feel like it's going to be a low scoring game.
Yeah.
I feel like both teams like just
Well, the
have like a
over-under's
flat
41.
yeah. I
So,
mean, both teams have a flat tire offensively right now. And I mean, the Packers could go out. I mean, the way this year has gone, maybe they hit like some long bombs to Christian Watson
Christian
and
Watson,
Romeo Dobbs, and
he's been playing well.
they actually catch them.
Watson, he's been
Um,
playing well.
yeah, he has. Um, I mean, they have weapons. It just they're very volatile. So I think the Packers win. As much as it pains me to say it, I think it'll be a close, low scoring game. I'll say 16-9 Green
Ugh.
Bay.
Oh god, it's so ugly.
I know. And I mean, who knows? Maybe
Everyone gonna be slipping all over the place as usual. Justin
probably.
Jefferson not wearing the right cleats because he's got to look good.
Yeah. Gotta get the good ones out
Just
there.
wear
And
like
who knows?
steel-toed
I mean,
boots, Justin.
I could also see JJ McCarthy coming out there, maybe taking advantage of some short fields if Jordan Love turns it over. Vikings also got to face Toyota Thon Jordan Love twice.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the thing. They had him wear a sweater and they cut it up and put it in cards. So like Packer fans will probably like try and rip it open and like sniff it or something.
Is that like
Um,
is that their Super Bowl? Is that how it goes? Is that their
to-
Super Bowl? Toyota thing?
Toyota Thon might be Packer fans Super Bowl, yeah. But that is that. So
Does it matter if Josh Jacobs plays? Because he hasn't been playing that great anyways, right?
I mean,
He's better than their backup.
and the Vikings have had issues against the run. Honestly, like if Tucker Kraft was playing, I'd pick the Packers by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah,
Because the
yeah,
Vikings have been very bad against tight end.
yeah.
I actually had this written down. This is their last couple of games against tight ends. Bears combo. So Colson
Yeah.
Loveland and Cole Kmet, 8 catches, 80 yards last week.
Yeah.
The week before, Mark Andrews only had 3 catches for 14 yards, but he also had a touchdown.
Yep.
Sam Laporta, the previous week, 6 catches, 97 yards, and a touchdown. And the week before that, Aronde Gadsden, 5 catches, 77 yards, and a touchdown. I don't think he's done anything since. Like teams were like,
Nope.
hey, this guy's kind of good. We should like stop him.
That was the Chargers just lost to, they got destroyed by the Jaguars.
Yeah, they're not feeling, a lot of people have it better than them right now, to quote Jim Harbaugh. But yeah.
This year, I feel like I don't think anyone's happy this year. Like, who's happy? Colts fans, are they happy? I think they're happy, probably, right?
Yeah.
Like
Like
even
Eagles have the best.
the Eagles are the best in the NFC, and
Yeah.
everyone hates each other. Every week, it's like Jason Kelsey's crying on the radio because he just wants everyone to be friends. And
And
like,
AJ Brown's like playing
all
Madden
right,
saying,
the Patriots are probably having fun because they got Drake May, which is fucking annoying. But yeah,
but hey, I mean, the Vikings should have traded 25 first round draft picks and got him,
mm.
obviously.
I worry about
But
Drake May though. Like he puts himself out there to get hurt a lot. Like, I feel like that could be his detriment. But
and how
when
did
he's
he
not
do
hurt,
last year?
right? He had what are they 1-10 or something,
Hmm.
3-6. Yeah,
Hmm.
I
Just
just
saying.
but there were flashes. That's all we want. Like, and there are like people forget. I like people like block it out of their mind. Like there are
Because they want to
JJ
be
makes
right.
JJ makes good throws. He has good throws in the game. He's not Tim Tebow throwing like he's winding up to throw a pitch like he's in baseball. I guess he kind of is because he puts his leg up, but he doesn't have like an awkward throwing motion like that. He can throw down the field. Like he had plenty of passes, like zipping down the middle to Jefferson to Hawkinson. Like, yeah, he missed some throws. So what? Everyone does. But he also guided. He 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 led a better game winning drive than Caleb Williams did. Because Caleb Williams, what did he do? Hand the ball off 2 times, and then he was credited with the game-winning drive. Congrats, kid! Good job for that. So, like, there are things like pre-snap stuff. He seems like he's got a good grasp on like how to run the offense, get everyone set. Like, there are things that he's got going. All he's got to do is like nail a couple more throws. Like, he's not getting sacked anymore. He's got good pocket presence. Like, there are a lot of things to say that he's doing well, and I feel like because they lost, because some of the misses looked bad, that it's like, oh, he's terrible, and like the EPA whatever PFF scores are just not favorable. Like, yeah, but he had a bet. You know what? He had a better PFF grade last week than like Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, Aaron Rodgers. Like, we can't just like depend so much on just like the analytics. I know they're helpful, but like just watch the game too, and like just look at it and see like there's something there. There's something there.
He's stopping to work on his dropbacks while walking the dog too, which would
Yeah,
be
he's gotta stop saying that shit. Like, just stop.
it'd
He's
be
getting
so
the,
funny. Like you're
it's
just
gonna
a
be like
neighbor, and he's just like,
yeah, it's gonna be like Tua stuff or like what was it? Was it Russell Wilson who was like I'm doing dropbacks on the plane or whatever, like doing like high knees on the plane or something. Like chill out on like the just I think I want some
they
cliches from
they are on
JJ.
a generational run as far like if this doesn't work out, or even if it does, like 5 years from now, we're gonna be like talking about the concrete drying and
9.
nine and all of this stuff. And
That's and now this week is the
people are
first.
so offended by nine too.
Yeah,
Like
and
it
this week
is like
it's gonna be funny. I don't know if you saw that like the exorcism video.
yeah.
That was hilarious.
But people act too like JJ McCarthy went and like pissed on their grandma's grave because he has an alter ego.
I
But
think it's
hey,
the
Kurt Go Change is fine.
I think it's the Michigan thing too. Like I think because he went to Michigan,
Huh?
I don't think a lot of people like Michigan, like Jim Harbaugh, and that team beat everybody, and he was with that team, and they cheated. It's been proven. So people, don't think JJ is good either because he was on a team that cheated, even though they still won games without the cheater. Um, but like, yeah, I think they look at him and they're like, oh, he's some pretty boy or whatever, and like he's got everything he could want, and so the first time he fails, we're just gonna jump on him and like shit all over him because like we don't know if we're gonna get this chance again, so we might as well do it now.
Yeah.
But just like chill out on the. Yeah, sometimes when I'm walking my dog, I do. No, don't say that. Just keep it to yourself.
And like I said, if he
He's
beats
also
the
repeating like
Packers,
so much stuff from Kevin O'Connell too, like talking about like he's got to rewire his neurological
that was the
bullshit.
one I
Like
was forgetting. Yeah.
that is straight out of Kevin O'Connell's mouth. Like, no kid is saying that. He's 22. He's not saying that. But I did enjoy, like, it was kind of, I don't know. I'm sure he didn't intentionally say it, but like when they asked him on Wednesday about like his mechanics and stuff, he's like, yeah, I came in like knowing one way how to play quarterback, and now I have to learn a completely different way. Basically saying that the way he was taught was terribly wrong. The QB guru that taught him since he was 5 or whatever did not teach him the right way to throw, even though that's what he's supposedly good at. And now he has to relearn everything. So
Super fun. Super fun. But hey, enjoy. As Wild fans tell me all the time, enjoy the ride.
you know what? I hope JJ throws 5 completions on Sunday for 90 yards and 1 touchdown, and the Vikings win by 1 point. Okay,
If he beats, I'm dead serious. If he beats the Packers,
everything will be back to normal.
everybody will be like, we got him 9, baby. We got it. He is him.
And then
he is
if he goes into Seattle,
aura.
and if he goes into Seattle and beats Sam Darnold, the guy that they let go, who they shouldn't have, who's number 1 in MVP race and everything, yeah, like we got a chance here. We got a chance.
Yeah,
Playoffs.
we'll see what happens on Sunday. So because this team sucks,
Yeah,
we didn't get into like offensive line play or defense or
pretty
anything.
good though.
Yeah, we could, or we could do something fun. And this is what I came up with, because in just over 1 week, in your backyard,
Yep.
Petco Park, San Diego, California, War Games.
Got to get William Regal.
I can't do it full because we're recording this at like 11 o'clock my time. So like I'm already pushing it because like my neighbor's living room is like right against my bedroom wall where I'm like recording, but I don't want to like give a full War Games,
You're Minnesota nice.
I am Minnesota nice. So some of you people out there are probably thinking, hey, what is he talking about? What is War Games? It obviously it has to do with pro wrestling because we love pro wrestling on this show. So basically they start with 2 rings and they have a big ass steel cage around it. And there are 2 teams of 5 wrestlers per team. And 2 guys start the match. They alternate people going in. They use weapons. They beat the hell out of each other. And then when everybody's in the cage, the match officially starts. And in the old days, it used to be the only way you could win is by submission or surrender. So they're on the verge of attempted murder, and somebody says, I quit, and that's how the match ends. And it's amazing. Now they just like pin, or if you like leave the cage, it's whatever.
What's the difference between Blood and Guts and War Games?
Blood and Guts has, well, it's like the R-rated version of it.
Yeah.
Like they did so Blood and Guts, and they also have like a roof on the cage, but everybody gets out of the cage in Blood and Guts. So like that's kind of dumb.
Like Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, it's like a Hell in a Cell, and it's like the old school way they did War Games because it was a WCW concept. Right. But like, so they had like a women's Blood and Guts this year for the first time, and they killed it. Like there's just chicks bleeding all over the place. Somebody got smashed with a mirror. Tony Storm stabbed somebody with a high heel shoe. It was great. Anyway,
stabbed them when they tried it.
You might want to lay low for a while. And some of you are like, why are we doing this on a football show? Well, Seth Rollins is a football analyst now. So
Roman
I feel
Reigns
like
played for the Vikings. Brock Lesnar played for the Vikings. So
yes.
Connections everywhere.
So this is a long way of saying that I came up with the idea that Adam and I are going to draft our own War Games teams out of current and former Vikings players. So the rule is we will have 5 players, current or former, and 1 manager for our War Games teams. And the Viking must have appeared in a regular season game. So you can't choose Roman Reigns or Brock Lesnar because that would be dumb. It would just, obviously you take those two and be like, I'm gonna have the pro wrestling guy. All right, they have their own match. They're already booked for War Games, so we're good here. And maybe we'll do a fan vote, but X is hilarious, stupid, and we don't need your validation. So, let's see here. You and I
I'll
have
make a graphic.
Adam will make a graphic. It'll look cool, and we'll go
It
with
probably
that.
won't. I'll probably make it look like I took 2 minutes on it.
How do we want to decide who goes first? Should I flip the coin on
Sure.
Siri or
Flip the
okay?
coin.
So we'll just say, "Hey
Heads is,
Siri, flip a coin."
heads is for you.
Oh, it didn't say. It does say heads. I guess we forgot to do
Okay.
that here. Why don't you go first since I fucked? I will be a gentleman here because my team's gonna dominate regardless.
So we
So
have to
I'm just
pick.
gonna give you the best, and when I pick second,
So we have to pick
then it'll be that much sweeter.
a manager too, or just players.
A manager, or I mean, I don't know. You could have a player be a manager. Let's do that. Like if you want Justin Jefferson as your manager, you can go ahead and do that.
I'll just go number one pick. I'm gonna go with the guy who probably should have just been a pro wrestler instead of a football player, but he went to Hall of Fame. But John Randall, who actually made an appearance, I believe, in WCW, helping out Ric Flair, I believe.
Kirby Puckett was there,
Oh,
wasn't
Kirby
he?
Puckett, that's right. Yep.
Yeah.
But John Randall, he's got the face paint already. He's got the mind games. He'll get you mentally, and then he's got the strength and the speed. He can spear you in the middle of the ring. He can run around you. But I was looking up some stuff, and it was saying John Randall, if he was a pro wrestler, would be a combination of Legion of Doom and Mankind. And I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. So I'm gonna go with John Randall.
That is a very good pick. He was high on my board. I didn't have him at the top though.
Okay.
I did not, because there's one guy. I went with a guy who has the look of a pro wrestler, and that is Daniil Hunter.
Yeah.
The guy looks like he could be a UFC fighter.
Roman God.
Yeah, exactly. And just the intimidation factor of stepping into a cage with Daniil Hunter. I feel like that is a good foundational piece of my team. If I cannot have our tribal chief Roman Reigns, Daniil Hunter is probably second. So I will start with Daniil Hunter.
Yeah. Daniil he came out of the womb like that, right?
They say yes.
Giant,
he just
giant muscles.
Just as one giant man. Just, hey, what's up?
All right. What do I want to do here? I'm gonna stick with defense here, and I'm gonna go Jared Allen. Obviously, I think he's gonna have a cowboy gimmick. I think that's pretty given.
Cowboy shit.
Yeah, he'll ride in on a horse, lasso some people, but he'll also just punch you in the face, and just beat you up. He's not afraid to do that either. So I'm gonna go with Jerry Allen.
The one thing that would worry me about Jared Allen, because I thought about putting him on I don't even have him on my big board. Surprisingly,
what?
I feel like he would take it as a joke.
He's a white guy?
I want to win this thing. He'd just get it. I ain't walking to that cage.
Like a Gronk.
Yeah, just come on. I gotta paint some chickens or something. Paint my chicken coop or something. I mean, it would be great. He'd have the entrance. He'd come in on his motorcycle or a horse. The aesthetics would be good.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I can trust him. That's always a theme in war games.
Yeah.
I know somebody. See, I want to inflict pain on my opponent. So I'm going to go with a guy who doesn't just set the bar. He is the bar.
Oh boy.
Because it is Packer week,
mm-hmm.
and I figure I might as well pay homage to one of the most, I don't know if it's infamous, I don't know if it's best,
hated,
one of the most notable hits in Vikings history. on Aaron Rodgers, shattering his collarbone, sending him crying, and telling him to allegedly suck it, which even if it wasn't true, I want it to be true because that's awesome. So Anthony Barr, come on down. Daniil Hunter and Anthony Barr on my team.
Isn't there a video of like him like grabbing his balls when Aaron Rodgers walking up the field?
Like Rodgers like staring at him. He's like, "Well, you hurt me," and he's like, "Yeah, suck it." Like amazing.
That's
there should be a statue of him hitting Aaron Rodgers outside of the stadium. And the best part about that hit, this is me kind of going on a tangent. Packer fans are the saltiest people. They're like, you like cheering for injuries? Yeah, because Aaron Rodgers is an asshole.
You had a funeral for Brett Favre.
Yeah, like shut the hell up. It was amazing. Like, it was euphoric.
It's also why Dallas Turner got fined $17,000 last week because
of Anthony Barr.
Yeah, but those are the teams I miss. That's the Zimmer era I loved, where like the defense was just like, shut the fuck up. We're just gonna hit you in the mouth.
All right, number 3 pick. For you. Who
I gotta switch it up here and not go defensive lineman. So I'm gonna go. We'll go. I'm gonna go. My guy, Randy Moss. I mean, he's a freak. He is the freak. He can do things that you don't think you could see any human doing. Like I think of Javon Evans right now, and all the stuff that he can do. Like even there's some Jeff Hardy in there that he could probably do some of that stuff. So if I need someone to jump off the top of the cage and do a moonsault or something on somebody, I'm gonna ask Randy Moss to do that.
I don't know. He wouldn't go over the middle though. Like I need somebody to go in there that's like, well, I mean, I love me some Randy Moss, obviously.
I think if you're a wrestler, you know what you're signing up for,
right? Like all right, 1 and 2, like this would be a one-time thing for him. He'd be like, all right, one night only. I'm gonna jump off the cage.
And also, he's elusive. He can be spindly. He can just like duck under the what are those sticks called? The kendo sticks. He can just like duck under it.
Yeah.
And avoid everything.
That is a good one. All right. So you got John Randall, you got Jared, and we'll run over all of these when we're done here. But Adam's got John Randall, Jared Allen, Randy Moss. Again, like I need people who can inflict pain. And I think there's a good one out here. I'm gonna go with Andrew Sendejo because I know that guy. That guy is going to be like a heat-seeking missile. He was suspended for multiple helmet-to-helmet hits. He's just going to fly all over the place and try to murder everyone.
But is he going to hit anybody? Or is he just going to go right into the cage?
Right into the cage. That's a risk I'm willing to take. Sometimes. Yeah, you're basically like setting up a bank heist team where you're like, I don't trust this guy, but I kind of got to right now. So we'll see what. We'll see what he's like my Darby Allin pick, where it's just like, maybe he goes through a flaming table at the end of the match or something.
He's definitely going through a table, purposely or unpurposely.
Like just like head first, like they got one in the corner and the guy moves and he's just, oh, now he's dead. Okay, great. But
I'm gonna go. Let's see, we got 2 more. We got to pick a manager.
Yeah, we got 2 more picks and then our managers here.
All right.
Getting pretty down to the nitty gritty here.
I don't want to pick like similar guys. So got 2 good ones that I want to. All right, let's go with out of the box here. We'll go with Will Reichert.
Tribal chief.
Ice in his veins, like cool, calm, and collect. You can't break him. Like he'll be sitting in the corner, just watching everybody beat the shit out of each other, and he'll just come out of nowhere and just kick somebody in the balls, and then they'll be done for the day. But
he's like the Hornswoggle of your team. He's harmless.
Like he's gonna hang out probably like under the ring the entire time, and then when your team thinks they're going to win, he's going to come out of nowhere. He's going to do the Randy Orton punt and just kick him right in the.
Orange Cassidy.
Yeah, yeah.
He's just got his hand in his
Just
pocket.
chilling.
Like, this guy is ridiculous. And then all of a sudden, like, he's like punching you in the face. I love it.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I have to counter your athleticism with Randy Moss. I'm looking at it here, and there is one athletic player that I could go with here, and that is Percy Harvin.
Yeah.
Because not only is he athletic, but Leslie Frazier might be the nicest head coach in the history of football. And Percy Harvin threw a weight plate at his head. So
Yeah,
he's got a mean streak. He's got athleticism. Percy Harvin, man.
He was so good. Probably, yeah, definitely one of my favorite Vikings. Wish he could have stayed healthier. Great. Yeah, he was awesome.
And then it was just one of those things. It was kind of like a Marion Barber, where he just took so many hits, and like, CFB, the wear and tear, the guy's all red. Like, that was basically Percy Harvin at the end of his career.
What do I want to do here? My final player pick. Do I want to go old school? Yeah, what the heck? We'll do Alan Page. Just old school, back in the day. Set the standard for everybody. Defensive MVP as a defensive tackle. Just, did things the right way and could also just pummel you. So I'm going to go with Alan Page to just get these guys in line, in order, pun intended with the judge. I think Alan Page will just be a good guy to lead this team in battle.
So since I have the final player pick, I'm just going to go over some names on my list, just for the hell of it. I did think about Everson Griffin because he is built very similarly to Daniil Hunter, but I figured it would be good to stay away from him. Pat Williams was also on my list. Little Bronson Reed, maybe, he does the tsunami off the top rope.
I thought about that too.
Yeah. Bryant McKinney once ripped a stripper pole out of a club and started swinging it. That's kind of energy I need here.
A Ric Flair-esque party on a boat.
Yes. Styling and profiling. And when it's, he can party, but when it's time to, get the job done, he can get it done. Jim Kleinsasser,
I had him
on my list.
Yep.
Adrian Peterson, also just physically, there's also another joke in there that I'm going to steer clear of.
Too much of a risk, I feel like, with Adrian Peterson. Really, really good talent. I'm trying to think of like a wrestler that he would be like that's like that. But
Swerve?
No. Not even close. Swerve's like an angel compared to.
There's a joke in there.
Yeah, but, there is. I don't want to say
it. I have Dante Culpepper. These are all guys I'm not taking right now.
Yeah, I thought about him.
Obviously, you got Harry the Hitman, obviously wrestling nickname. Robert Griffith and Randall McDaniel are the other guys on my list. But I'm going to throw a curveball here because, like, sometimes, in wrestling, the general manager fights. Like, oh, shit, here, Nick Aldis is jumping in the ring. Shane McMahon's jumping in the ring. You know who I'm going to take? Rick Spielman.
Oh.
I could use him as a manager if I wanted to, but he is fucking jacked.
Yeah, he definitely looks like Vince McMahon, like 99 WrestleMania era.
Like, what's he going to do? And then he comes out with like, is he going to tear both quads? I don't know. But like, he puts his pants on over his shoes. And like, I'm sure there's just like this psycho like level that he can reach.
Oh, yeah.
Like, maybe those conversations with Mike Zimmer back in the day. So Rick Spielman, my fifth member, little unorthodox, but that is it. So to recap, these are the wrestlers on our team right now, or the former players. Adam has John Randall, Jared Allen, Randy Moss, Will Reichard, and Alan Page. So he's got a little bit of each era. I have Daniil Hunter, Anthony Barr, Andrew Sendejo, Percy Harvin, and Rick Spielman.
I think you
Now,
have a specific era, Chris.
a
The
new, yeah,
2010s.
yeah. I did not plan it that way, but I mean that it was a hard hitting defense. Like Mike Zimmer's defense was, you know, through the window. So yeah,
You had Hunter, Harvin, Sendejo. Who else?
Hunter, Barr,
Oh, Anthony Barr.
Sendejo, Harvin, and Rick Spielman.
Yeah, I on my big board. I also had Antoine Winfield because I feel like he'd be
I
like a
like him.
little whippersnapper, Rey Mysterio kind of guy. I also had Cordell Patterson just because insanely athletic. And Justin Jefferson just because like swag, like just off the charts. So I feel like that's just like an easy wrestling gimmick of him just like be iced out the entire time. All right. So do we need to pick a manager?
We gotta pick a manager.
Okay.
That's the last thing here. We got our team. Who's gonna lead our team?
Okay. So this guy has been getting some criticism recently, but I think he can still do the job. And I'm just going to go with Kevin O'Connell because here's why. Because he can convince anyone to do anything as long as he hands them a game ball, and then they're good to go. Like the Undertaker and Paul Bearer had the urn. He's got the game ball. As long as he has that, you can't beat him.
Is he throwing game balls into the cage
Yeah.
mid-match?
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
like
he's like somebody's getting the game ball and using it like a title and just hitting someone in the face with it.
yeah.
Jimmy Hart's got the megaphone, Kevin O'Connell's got the game ball.
Would be great. Also another thing that I'm thinking about, it's a shame we don't have like a Braun Breaker type like associated with the Vikings.
I feel like Ivan Pace kind of fits that mold.
Yeah.
He's just a psycho.
But he's also a little
He's unhinged.
Yeah.
He's not as fast as Braun Breaker though.
Right. Like if you ever watch Braun Breaker college highlights, that tape is I just flip it on every once in a while just to like laugh because it's hilarious.
What, 4.4?
Yeah. I mean, what is it along the ring ropes? 22 miles an hour, 23 miles an hour, or whatever it is.
It's wrestling, so I'm sure it's exaggerated
by like 10%. Yeah, just like
7 feet tall.
So I'm Kevin O'Connell. That was yours. So when I did this, my first thought was Mike Zimmer, but I can't have Mike Zimmer and Rick Spielman on the same team.
Well, this is War Games. You got to do what you got to do.
I feel like things would be compromised at some point. So like somehow Zimmer would get in the cage and like he'd,
Roman Reigns and CM Punk are teaming up.
Right. So, yeah. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. I haven't done any like from the past. So I'm going to dig deep a little bit. I'm going to go Jerry Burns just for the promos because the kids don't know. A lot of our audience is older, but like if you're a little younger, go Google Jerry Burns press conference and it will change your life because there are F-bombs, there are everything else like fucking Steneker, fucking I mean,
what was that even about? What was that rant even about?
So I think the Vikings were struggling. And I think it was right after Herschel Walker got traded to the Vikings and they beat the Cowboys or somebody, but like it didn't look good. Yeah. And like their offensive coordinator was like under heat and he's like, I'm not fucking firing the
Jerry
offensive
Burns
coordinator.
Is the offensive guy.
Yeah. So that was it.
He was the OC under Bud Grant for all those years.
Yeah. So I'm going to go with Jerry Burns and just for the 5-star promos.
I had a couple more guys on my big board for managers too.
Who you got?
I had Bud Grant because
Yep.
he cut his teeth in coaching in Canada. So we love those wrestlers training up in Canada before they come to the U.S. I don't know if he went to the dungeon, but you never know. I have Ziggy and Mark Wolf, the billionaire masterminds willing to pay whatever it takes to get another first round playoff loss. And then I have Eric Sugarman because he'll give you whatever you need to feel good,
Oh
even if
no.
it's not like.
Oh my.
Because he comes to the ring with a box of donuts.
Yeah, the magic donuts. Just there's your urn right there. He just, holds him up and oh yes. Eat my donuts. Yes. Oh, this is unhinged. But
It's good.
yeah. The Viking War Games. There you have it. Adam's got John Randall. He's got Jared Allen, Randy Moss, Will Reichard, Alan Page, and Kevin O'Connell as his manager. I have Daniil Hunter, Anthony Barr, Andrew Sendejo, Percy Harvin, Rick Spielman, and Jerry Burns as my manager. So there you have it. If you've ever wondered what a Vikings War Games match would look like if Adam and I were booking it.
Huh? Nobody picked Demetrius Underwood. I'm surprised.
He wouldn't show up. We'll always show up for you at the Viking Age, though. What's going on at the Viking Age, Adam?
Getting ready. It's Packer week, so right. We already wrote about Aaron Jones saying how he's got even more motivation to do the Lambeau Leap this weekend. Packers fans obviously love that. Although I think it's pretty hard to not like Aaron Jones. He's a good guy. Go check out an interview with him on this channel. But yeah, we'll be covering everything leading up to the game on Sunday. The doom and gloom of JJ McCarthy is worse than Tim Couch already. So and then after the game on Sunday when he wins, then he'll be a future Hall of Famer. So we'll be ready to cover it. We'll be ready to cover it all. VikingAge.com. Lots of fun stuff. Go check it out.
Weird question for you.
Oh boy.
How do you think Paul Allen would do calling War Games?
Oh God, no. If it was on the radio,
like he'd have the intensity down, but
it's too much. He'd be like, what was it, like Mauro Ranallo or whatever? Like,
oh, I loved him as
but
NXT
sometimes
guy.
It was like, okay, we get it. Like,
there is I think
it was a chair shot, man. Okay, we don't need to act like someone went
Black
through a
Mass!
table every time. Yeah.
But I mean, it made it devastating. I don't know.
It's like, what's Joey Styles from ECW?
Oh my God!
All right, guys.
And I will say I do like Joe Tessitore as the voice of Raw. He does a very good job. I mean, it is a very difficult job because
football, but for wrestling.
Yes, and I mean, he's good at college football too. But
I think who was he with Monday Night Football? It was like him and
Booger.
Oh,
McFarlane, and I think Louis Riddick. No. Like just an all-time bad drop. And now he's got, I think, he does it with Jesse Palmer. Who?
Was it Jason Witten?
Oh my God! Yes, you're right. I forgot he did that. The rabbit out of his head,
and he came back to the NFL after that.
Like midway through the season, he's like, "Yeah, I can't do this anymore. This isn't working out." Oh man. Oh boy.
Makes you appreciate Tom Brady.
Exactly. But hey, check out my zone coverage Vikings work. I got stuff going on over there. I wrote about Max Brosmer being Kevin O'Connell's muscle car in the garage. So you can check that out on Friday morning. I also do Twin stuff as they cut payroll and pursue a financial championship.
Go the Dream Zone.
Yeah. It is going to be such a clusterfuck. I mean, I know they've done it a couple of times, but I've been to that city and it is not very big. Dyersville, Iowa. It is not, no way I would go down there for that. It would just be you're in the middle of nowhere and too big of a cluster. So that's my opinion on that. And then of course I write about the Wild at Hockey Wilderness as well. I write at the FanSided RBN network. So if you want to keep up with things that are going on in the NFC North, we got Dairyland Express for your Packers intel for the big game. We got the Windy City for the Bears and Detroit Jock City for the
Bears
Detroit
versus
Lions.
Rodgers on Sunday.
Yes. And his broken wrist. He
Yeah.
doesn't understand why Bears fans hate him. Maybe it has something to do with him saying, I fucking own you. Just a guess. But
Maybe his wife's
check
from
out
Chicago, though.
Yes. But of course, this is the Viking Age podcast. So I got to tell you to check out the vikingage.com because this is the official podcast of the vikingage.com. Make sure I goofed up my outline. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe so you never miss a new episode and we can spread the word to the masses. And we're available every Tuesday and Friday morning right here on the Viking Age YouTube channel and on Apple and Spotify the very next day. For Adam Patrick, I am Chris Schad. 4 letters, 1 word, Skull.